Hello everyone and welcome to SFDC-Chronicle. I hope you are all doing well. Today we are diving into an exciting topic, GraphQL API. This powerful tool is being utilized by teams of all sizes to enhance mobile apps, websites, and APIs. Join me as we explore the details of GraphQL and discover how we can effectively leverage it within Salesforce. Let's get started then. So, what is GraphQL? What do we mean by GraphQL? GraphQL is a query language for APIs and a runtime for executing those queries, allowing clients to request specific data from a server. In Salesforce, GraphQL API is a modern API interface that allows developers to interact with Salesforce data using the GraphQL query language. Facebook started building this API in 2012 and it became public in 2015. Use REST API and when we use GraphQL API. Let's check the similarities and dissimilarities. So both GraphQL and REST API uses HTTP request and response. They required a URL to send a request and both receive response in JSON format. Now, the benefit of GraphQL is GraphQL can retrieve data as well as metadata, and GraphQL is schema based. Let's dive into detail of what benefits we will get from GraphQL API in Salesforce. Unlike REST APIs, which have multiple endpoints and fixed data structures, GraphQL provides a single endpoint that can return varied data based on the client request. So that is one advantage or benefit of GraphQL. Another one is in GraphQL, client can specify exactly what data they need in their queries, which reduces the amount of data transfer and optimize performance. So it actually reduces the server round trip. It consolidates all the resources, all the related resources in the single response and give you the response. In GraphQL, you can explicitly declare what fields you want. So that's why it will not give you unnecessary data or it will not give you the data that is not required for you. And it will also include data that is required for you based upon your selection of fields. Another is GraphQL defines a schema that describes the type of data available, their relationship and operation. The schema is introspective, allowing developer to understand the API structure very easily. Another benefit is efficient data loading. Client can retrieve nested data in a single query, eliminating the need for multiple round trips to fetch related data. So those are key benefits of using GraphQL API. Let's check that in action. Let's see some GraphQL queries that we can use to retrieve different data that is required by a client. We will start with a simple query, then we'll deep dive into the complex one. So let's see that one. I have already logged in into my Salesforce account, that is this one. Now I have created two objects to show you the demo. The first one is called MNC companies and the second one is called MNC company location. Now MNC company location has a field where has a master detail relationship with MNC company. You can see this is the master detail field that we have created to link it with MNC company. I'm using here alter extension to show all the queries and to retrieve the data from Salesforce GraphQL API. So I have created some record in MNC company. So let me show you one of them, that is ABC Enterprise Limited. If I navigate to ABC Enterprise Limited, this is the detail that I have created here. And if you go to related, then I have defined some location for this particular ABC Enterprise Limited MNC company. Same wise, I have created around 4 record, and for each record I have created 2 or 3 location. Now let's start with a simple query. So I want to query all the MNC company that is present in my org. So for that, I have in the auth in this particular tab, I have provided a bearer token, and then using that bearer token, it authenticate with my Salesforce org and it will query the details from that Salesforce org. So how I have got this bearer token, that I will explain in another video. You can check out that video how to get a bearer token and use in this particular alter extension. So for this particular video, I skip this particular step and just I have provided the bearer token and auth type as bearer token, and I will focus mainly on queries. So for this particular queries, what is my intention? I want to select all the MNC company and I want to include ID, name, employee, strength and about. So if I go to this particular one, so you can see about, name, total employee strength and ID. Okay, that is what I am getting here. Now the query that I have written, it should be like this. Query, then provide any name. Whatever name is like you are able to understand a meaningful name, you can provide that one. And then the query structure should be like this. UI API, then query, then the name of the object. In this case, it is MNC company C. Then it should be started with ages, node, then whatever field you want. In this case, I want ID, name, total employee strength, and about C. So those I have included. Now, once you write this query in this particular format and click on send request, it will retrieve the response and it will give you the result. So see here, you can see this is the ABC Enterprise Limited and all the details. 30,000 is the employee strength. Let me show you. ABC Enterprise 30,000 is the employee strength, and this is the description, is an renowned IT firm. So this is providing the all the details and also provided you the ID. So this is a simple query that I have used in GraphQL and I am getting the data from my Salesforce org. In this particular URL, what you need to do, you need to provide your domain ID and then services, then data, then whatever in whichever version you want to do the query, that should be present in this one, and then after that GraphQL should be appended. And then whatever query you are going to write here, this particular extension will give you whether your query is correct or not. Then once your query is correct, then you can use it in different ways. Like you can use it in LWC component or in Postman or somewhere else to check to get the data wherever you require the query. But this particular extension will provide you whether your query is correct or not. Suppose I have mistakenly, so it will told me validation error. There is no field called display. So this is the error message it will provide me. So then I will able to understand, okay, I have mistakenly uh, written something wrong in this query and I can corrected it. Then again, if I click on send query, I will get okay. Now my query is perfect and I can use it in anywhere. So this is one thing. Now here you will get one thing called docs. If you click on this docs, then here you can get query and mutation. Query is like when you want to get the data. Mutation is something when you try to create a record, update a record, delete a record. In that case, you can use mutation. Now here as I am showing query, so you need to click on query and you will able to see as we are using UI API, it will tell you that whether to use UI API or rate limit. Here I am using UI API. So if you go inside the UI API, then you will get that query is something. There is some other thing as well like aggregate to get the count of the record or to sum up the record, average of the record. For that one you can use aggregate. But I just want here the data. So that's why I'm using query. Also related list is present. So here I am getting the query. So I will click on query and then it will provide me different different object that is present like account. Then you can see there are different thing that you can use here. So that is how we can use it. So suppose if I click on account, then it will tell me that what are the different argument I can use, what is this ages, what is this page info, total count, what is this page result count, everything will get it from this particular document. So if you want to explore more on this one, then this is a very helpful document that you can refer to from Altair extension. So this is one query. Now let me show you how to use an filter record, how to use an where clause, and inside that where clause, how to write and or these different things. So let me go to this one. So here it's the same. So this is my query. This is my query that I'm going to use, that select ID, name, everything from MNC company location. So now I'm going to the location. Location is nothing but my second object that has a relationship with MNC company. So yeah, so I'm getting this one and what I want in the where clause I mentioned wherever the location name is Kolkata or Mumbai, fetch those one. This is an or condition and where employee strength is greater than 14,000. Okay, greater than and equal to 14,000. So for that, what I have done, this is the same query, then UI, then this is my MNC company location. Okay. So this is the object name from where I will fetch the data. This is my object name. And this is my where clause. So what is my where clause? First is that this one and this one is in AND condition. So as I have not this is how your AND conditions should be. You don't need to write AND condition. You just provide the two parameter that needs to be in AND condition and it will able to understand. But wherever you required OR condition, there you need to mention it like this. So in the OR condition, it's either Kolkata or Mumbai and employee strength is greater than or equals to 14,000. So this is my where clause and what are the different fields I want, that is ID, name, address, employee strength. And one more thing to notice, as MNC company is the parent of MNC company location, particular this object, I can iterate it through like this. MNC company underscore underscore R, that is my relationship field, and whatever field I want from this particular parent object, I can define it here. In this particular query, I have only provided the name, so it should give me the name of the parent object. So using the relationship as well in GraphQL, you can get the data from parent object, from child object. So child object to parent object use the same relationship that we generally use in our Salesforce query and you can get the data. Okay, let me click on send request and let's check what data we are getting. So yes, so if you see, this is the Mumbai one. So we have provided Mumbai, so that's why we are getting one. And then, so let me show you first what are the different I have. What are the different location I have, otherwise whether it is giving you the exact data or not, you will not able to understand that one. So let me show you that one. Okay, MNC company location I will click on. So we have Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, Bangalore, all this location, but I want only from this two location and wherever it's greater than or equals to 14,000. So this is Mumbai, this is Kolkata and greater than 14,000. So it should provide me three data. So let me paste it here and let's see how many record we are getting here. So only three record I am able to see that one. Let's check now here also whether we are getting three record or not. So this is one record Mumbai, employee strength is 14,000 and C from the parent object it fetch the name rightfully. Then I am getting Kolkata and here the employee strength is 16,000. So that is going with my where clause and it also provided me the parent MNC company name. Now this is my another record where I got Kolkata. So it matches with the where clause and also the employee strength is 15,000. So it is greater than 14,000. So yes, this is also giving me the right data. And there it is element private limited. It got the parent object name rightfully. So see here also I am getting only three record. So my query is working perfectly fine. Now let's check how to get child record from parent object. Like we use inner query in Salesforce to get the data. So how in the GraphQL queries will get the data from our child object. So MNC company is the parent, MNC company location is the child. So let's check that one. So here, if you see, this is the query that we are using. Let's paste this one here and let's see what we are getting. So we are getting 4 record and let's check here. So here same, we want MNC companies and we want all ID, name, employee, and as well as we want child record. So to get the child record, what we have done, we have used the relationship name field name here. This is my relationship field name. And then from this particular child object, these are the different fields that I want. Now let me click on send request and let's see whether it is giving us the right data or not. This is MNC company C. I am getting the value, total employee, and name, and this is my child record objects. So here I'm getting the value, getting the employee strength, and getting the address. So this works. This is working perfectly fine. Now let's see. Suppose we don't want to have a relationship between two different objects and we just randomly pick two different objects and want to query all the object data at one go. So here what we will use different object name that we want the data in at one response only. Here I use the same data, and as well as you can use order by, you can using this one. You can also use group by. So I have shown here order by only. You can very well use group by as well. So in this query, I want to fetch data from MNC company, and then also I want all the MNC company location. I have not provided it as a child parent child relationship. I in this particular query it is I treated both of this object as like single object on its own. There is no relationship between two objects. That is how I want to fetch the data. So if you use it, if you want to get the data in REST API, then you need to hit two different URL. But here using one URL, you are getting all the data in different combination. So as a client, I am deciding what data I want, and based upon that, I am forming my query and using one single URL, I am getting all the data. So that is a like big benefit of using GraphQL. Also, I am fetching the data from different object and at single go. So it is not like traverse, it is not like going sending request and getting response like multiple time. At one go, I am getting all the data. So that is like another big benefit of using GraphQL. So if I click on send request, then see, first I'm getting all the MNC company that I have. And then once I get all the data, all the four data, ABC, BCD, LMN and XYZ, then I'm getting all the record of MNC company location. Okay, so all the record of MNC company location I'm getting here. So that is how if two object is not related with each other, still you can able to query using GraphQL API. Let me show you in a single record how we can fetch metadata as well as record. So that is not present in your REST API. But in this one, metadata and record of that particular object, we can retrieve it at one go. So for that one, what you need to use? Same UI API, and then you need to use object infos. If you remember, when I click on docs, here what I have shown you at first, like 1 minute, let me send the request again and let me click on docs again. Okay, it is not showing. Let me go here and then I can show you. Okay, so here what I have shown you at first, that we can use query, aggregate, object infos and related list by name. So in this particular metadata, I am using object infos. So if I navigate to this one, see, I am using object infos to fetch or retrieve the metadata. In the API names, I need to provide the name, the API name of the object for which I want all the metadata. And then I can write the query to fetch the data. You can write a where clause or like different queries that I have already shown you in this particular query, and you can retrieve the data as well. So using the object infos, what you will get, different API already, different field API that is already present for this particular object. You will able to get that one, and also the data that is present on this particular object, you can able to retrieve that one as well. Now the another thing that I want to show you is the pagination, how pagination work. Okay, let me go here. So for pagination, it's the same thing, but see, here I have included that I want only first 5 record. So that is how pagination work. And then I included how many data we have in account object. So that is displayed with the total count. Page result count is like how many result is returned on this particular page. And then I am using page info, that is end cursor. Why end cursor is required, I will show you in a while. Just bear with me. And there is one more parameter called has next page, whether any next page is there or not. If there is any next page, it will return true. If there is no next page, it will return false. Has previous page, if there is any previous page present in the pagination that we used to have, then it will show you the previous page as true, otherwise false. Now let me send this particular query. So I click on that one. So I got edge communication, then I got Burlington Textile, then this one, third one, fourth one, and fifth one. So as I have written here first colon 5, that's why I am getting only 5 record from account object. Total count, how many, there are how many account present in my org, that is 13. It is showing me 13. Let's check that one whether it is right or wrong. Yeah, there is only 13 record in my org. So it is providing the total count correctly. Then page result count, as I have already mentioned here 5, so this will be same. Now has next page is true because there are some data after this one, and as this is the first page, so that's why has previous page is false. Now end cursor, I am getting some data in the end cursor. Now why end cursor is required? Now I got the first 5. Now I want to retrieve the next 5 or next 10 data. In that case, this end cursor is required. So using this end cursor, suppose if I go a little bit down, so now I want account and I want to retrieve 8 more record, and then I want to use after this one. So then it will skip all this 5 and giving me the data after this end cursor, whatever is there. So that's why in the pagination end cursor is required, is necessary in GraphQL query. Then the same thing, whatever I have used in my uh, previous pagination query, that is the same. Now let me next page. So see, this is different. This is different account. All these are different account. It is not giving me those five, and rest of the five it is providing me. Now you can see the end cursor changed on this one. So using this end cursor again, if I have more data, then I can able to retrieve it. But as I have only 13 data and first I have retrieved 5 and then I have already retrieved the next 8, so I don't have any more data. That's why has next page is coming as false and has previous page is coming as true. So because I have 5 data before this particular total count. There is start cursor as well, like the end cursor. Using that one you will able to retrieve the previous pages as well, so you can use that one. So this is how pagination works in GraphQL. So you can very well use this pagination to retrieve the data as per your request from the Salesforce database. Now, one more thing, this is the last query that I am going to show you in this particular video. Before going to that one, let me show you one more thing. So as I have shown you in all my previous queries that I am using only name and value, but there is some more on this one. So let me show you. See. So here, if you provide the value, you will get the value. Now, let me first query this one, then I can show you. Okay. But you can, if it is a pick list value, you can able to retrieve the label and display value. Likewise, if it is a currency field, if it is something different field, then you will able to query different things. That I have like currency for currency value will be there. There will be something called format. There will be something called display value that you can use. What are the different type of a particular field that you will get from Salesforce documentation from this particular URL developer.salesforce.com. From this particular URL you will able to get different type of values that present for a particular field type. So here I am using this is a pick list field. Industry is a pick list. So for this one I am able to get value, and I have changed the label, so that's why it is now showing electronics label, and also the display value is also showing because I have changed the label. It is showing electronics level. Let me navigate to Salesforce and show you that one. So if I go to account and field and relationship and then industry, okay, and then here, yes. So electronics, I have changed the label only. So this is changed, but the API name is still electronics. So that's why here you can able to see value is coming is this label and display value got changed. So this is how you can able to use different type that is present for a particular field. And as per your need, you can use any one of them. Now, the last query of today's video, but not the least. So, this is the query where I have used order by actually. You can use anything like any order by with any field, or you can use group by as well. So here what I have used order by with industry, and order should be in descending form. As well as in this particular query, what I have used, I have queried the case as well. And what will be my case? Where account ID is within name is equals to United or industry is equals to energy. So here in the previous one, I have not with the and, I have not used and explicitly. But in this particular query, I have used and explicitly. So if you don't use this and like this one, it will work. It will work. So this will also work as and, but here if you explicitly mention and, this will also work. So this is how you can get the account as well as the case that is attached with this particular account, that also you can able to fetch it from using this query. So if I click on send request, okay, so this is all the account I am getting, and then I am getting the case as well, where it is only United or Energy. So here the account ID is this, and I am getting all the value of the cases, whatever I have mentioned here. So this is how in a single query you can use order by as well as all the case related to a particular account. Yeah, so that is how GraphQL queries are really helpful to get the data in a single response. Whatever you needed, whatever field you required, you can define as a client, you can define in your queries, and you will get the data. So that is all about today's session. In next session, we will come up with some new thing, like how you can able to use GraphQL in your LWC component, and how you can use aggregate in your query, and much more. So thank you for watching this video. Please do like, share or subscribe.